Alright, so it's been a minute since I did a video on the Porsche, but I guess to kind of update everybody on this project, since the last time I did do it, was the fact that now the car has been relocated. So now I can work on it. It's a lot more user-friendly to work on. I got space, stuff like that, and it's also indoors, so I don't have to worry about it being outside and things of that nature. So you guys are familiar with the problems of working on a car outside. Anyway, so here's the update. So a lot of parts have been done in carbon. Side mirrors are in carbon. The hood obviously is in carbon. You guys see that front and back. So mirrors on the front, and then underneath on the outer edges is done in carbon. It's just two different colors there because I added in carbon for sanding, so that way you don't run through the carbon, as you know, and then you can even it out. But I didn't even it out yet. Get back to it later. But at least it's on the car and out of the way for now. Let's see, did some air induction on the fenders. They're installed. Also fabricated my headlights, so the lenses are there, fabricated out of a Beetle, actually, kind of like that. And so I will add in the little parts on the side to snap in place, and then use these as a foundation to make a mold to make the new parts, so it'll be all nice and clear. Other than that, let's see, we've got our canards on here. We've got the front clip that's now been done and installed, and the yellow area there is masked off because I am going to add a light down there. So I had my mock-up for that too. I don't know where, I can't put my hand on it right now. I have my mock-up for that, but I'll be getting that done this week, so I'm kind of excited by that because it really came out well. I just figured out another way to do it to make it a little bit more efficient for making the mold as far as the materials that I'll be making that out of. Moving right along. Since then too, I was working on my side skirts. So got my side skirts going on. I originally had that whole piece right there on the wall, and I was making it out of the styrofoam. Oh, matter of fact, I think this is one of the, this is one of the pieces right here. So starts out like that, and do my mock-ups, my trims and all that. So basically, I was staring at, the zip ties are in the way, but I was staring at it like that for the longest on the wall with this whole wooden piece. And then once I've made my piece, make it out of wood. So I've doubled up the cut in the wood in order to get my flat panels, right? And then once that's molded in place with the fiberglass, is what I did last night, then I'll put the other pieces that I made. So I got my doubles right there, right? So those pieces will now, after I sand these down and trim down the zip ties and all that, will go on top of that. That way I have a nice flat surface. I'm all about now at this point in fabricating and using material, so that way I don't have to sand as often, because going through sandpaper is expensive. It's a bitch. Every time you use a grit, you gotta stack it back up to make it nice and smooth again. So I really try to use materials that are already smooth, and so that way, for instance, when I put the other pieces on here, this is the only area I still gotta have this. It's kind of wet. Oh, it's sticky. Gotta get some sunlight on that. Anyway, only have to put, actually at this point I only have to use Bondo in the stitching areas, because this is already solid. So it'll already be ready to go. I can take it on and off of the car, manipulate it, make whatever changes that I want, and it's not gonna break, and then make a mold once I'm kind of done. So that side's done. The rear wing is done, the rear deck lid is done in carbon, and the rear bumper is done. So quite a few pieces. Oh, the door handles are done too. They're just not on there because the little piece in the back that's magnesium cracked, and apparently it's just like a very common thing to have happen as we go around the car. Everything else is the same. It's my first time looking over here since I was over here last night. So side skirt's done on this side. Looks like it's sagged right there in the center. So now I gotta true that up. I gotta measure it, make sure it didn't, but it looks like it's sagged just based on sight right there in the center. If that's the case, then that means I gotta break it, reset it. It's like you would do a broken arm, and glass that back in. Anyway, that's where we are. See, my rear wing is glistening with the carbon back there. Kind of see what it looks like. It's not sanded down, but yeah, my phone's kind of tripping. Oh, okay. So I guess it uses different lenses. That's why sometimes it's clear, sometimes it's not. But that should look pretty nice, though, I think. Once it's in motion. So, that's your hood right there. I'm excited right now. Things are progressing, and I'm glad I got it here so that way I can really get on it. The other thing I'm also happy about is that I don't think I'm gonna have to lower the car. I mean, tire height is cool. I should have a good rate of travel. I don't have coilovers, so this is stock height. So the back is kind of high, but it's not the end of the world. Like, it's not stupid high or something. So there's a little bit of gap, but it's not bad. I know a lot of times you see lowered Porsches, you do see the rim kind of going across the fender going across the tire, but that I think looks cool as is. Now, mind you, the fender's just sitting here. It's not bolted in, but just sitting there. You know, if I bolted it in, I mean, I'm good. My height off the ground is, I'm pretty low. I will admit that. I'm pretty, especially be here in California. Like, I could probably tear that up pretty quick if I'm not careful. That is probably 3 inches off the ground. Matter of fact, let me double check. All right, so man, lower than that. So I'm like 2 3/4. So that is a dangerous height here in California. I can tear that up pretty good. And then now I got even a 1/4 inch lower with my splitters on the side. Now, yeah, I'm looking good, but man, that can be a dangerous height running around here. So that is something I'm really gonna have to contend with. And mind you, I've already taken, like, it used to be lower. I've already taken inches out of this thing to bring it up. So what I did was I made an incision right here in the center. No, actually right here on the edge. Brought it up, cut the material off. So now the lip is a little bit smaller right there in the center. But in any case, man, I thought I had more clearance. So I'm just kind of discovering that right now. I'm kind of frustrated behind that. That's a lot of work to make that change. So we got the yellow right here because I am going to fabricate a light to go there, like a daytime running light or maybe a side marker light to continue out in the front. So I already have my mock-up for that. I created it. Oh, my first mock-up got all beat up. There's no problem because I'm gonna remake it, but because this is all out of Bondo, this is a lot of material right here. So man, anyway, I figured out a different way to do it, but that light's gonna go here. I think that's the right angle. This ain't supposed to be sticking up, so we'll be writing the tickets like that. All right, so there's gonna be a light right here like that, and the light sits right here, and that's the way that's gonna work. So it should kind of complete this whole angle, and then it'll be a white light, white/amber, so it'll blend, and I can control that independently inside. That's how that works. Other than that, that's it, man. I think next video should show side skirts probably more complete. That'll kind of give you an idea what the car looks like. Damn, let me back that up. And so that looks, I think the car's coming along. And then I think the next time I will have the diffusers done. I do have a mock-up done for that already. I just have to push the car forward, put them on the rear bumper, and I'll be cool. That's it.